All right, in this video, I'm going to just kind of quickly go over a couple of cool features that I think you should know about. A couple of them that are cool that you should know about fast and they're easy is bolding and italicizing and highlighting. Very easy. So you have a few options here. You can highlight the text. So you see we have cool, the phrase cool features. You can highlight that and to make it italic, you can always hit the Control I, and that'll do that. Or you can hit Control B to make it bold, or you can hit Control H to highlight it. Now you can see that there's also coding. So if you didn't want to have to like change it and take, if you didn't want to have to take your hands off the keyboard, you could actually manually type these things in. So I'll show you that real quick. To do bold, and this is what's known as markup. It's kind of what it's called, but if you weren't going to do bold, you could just do kind of like star star and then close out the star star. And you'll see that was bold. Italics are these underlines, underline, underline. And same thing here, underline, and that should make it italic. And then highlight is the up caret. I think it's called the up caret. So that's how you do some of the way to format. Personally, I like to just kind of right click on it, or use the keyboard. So Control I, Control B, Control H. One quick thing while we're here that I think you should totally do, and I should have probably told you this a long time ago, but over here on the bottom right there's this question mark thing. If you click on that, and it's cool because if you're on a Mac, it'll show you Mac. If you're on a PC, it'll show you that. But this gives you all of the different keyboard options and all the different things that Roam can do. It can also link you to help videos and to the help database. So again, you should really take your time and learn all of these things. As a matter of fact, you should memorize them because you can get so much faster and so much more done. I may work on something for you that can help you memorize these things faster. And this also shows you all of the cool options that are available to you that you may not even think about until you go through them. Like one cool thing that you can always do, let's say that I'm on the Readwise page and I want to get back to the daily note page. I can actually just hit Alt D, and I'll always jump back to this page. That's a very cool feature, right? So anyway, go through this, memorize these, practice them, and there's a lot of cool things that you can do. You can save a lot of time. I still am not that proficient yet, I would say, but I'm at probably 25%. So I'll continue to improve on that. All right, so a couple more quick things. If you want to create a to do, right? All you have to do is hit slash TODO, and there it is, and that will actually create the checkbox. One other cool thing that you could do, if you could actually, and again, you can check it, uncheck it, or the other thing that you could do is you could type out, so like this is a task, and then you can actually hit Control Enter, and it creates the to do for you. And if you didn't want to have to check it off, you could actually hit Control Enter again, and you can see it changed it from to do to done, so it checked it off for you. So that's one cool way to do that. You can also do it multiple times. So you can have task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, task 5. You can highlight those. So one way to highlight without having to take your hands off the keyboard, hold down Shift and press up, and then hit Control Enter, and bam, I was able to turn those all into a to-do very fast. So that's one other cool thing. I already showed you this, but I'll show you again. This is if you wanted to put in the current time. You put /current time, hit enter. Now you've got it there. You can always track it. If you remember, we have block references as well. That's just, you can always do / and start to type block for block reference, or if you can recall, you can do parentheses twice and then start finding text. So text plays in Rome. Boom, there it is. I can insert that text. And if you recall, I can replace that with an embed with just plain text, with an alias, which is just like that star that links to the original, or text and alias. Then you also can apply children. If you recall that, text and references. Let's do as text, and it inserts all of my instructions previously. And when you're done with that, you can always get rid of this or just convert it to text with alias, let's just say. So there it is. That's now text. There's the link to the original, and here's the copy of the text. So that is a very, very cool feature. And we'll keep cranking here. Don't forget that there is the date picker. So you can always do /today. You can do yesterday. You can do tomorrow. And you can choose any date that you want. Date picker, let's say the 2nd, right? And anytime you do that, you're creating those dates. So you can create dates in the future, and if you want to get crazy, you can even create dates in the past, which is kind of neat. There's a guy that put in his birthday, and he's way back then, and he's kind of trying to fill in things and fill in like when he graduated school and all this stuff. So you can do that. It's all up to you, but just know that you can go forwards and you can go backwards. Pretty cool stuff. They're also working on things like next week, last week, next month, last month. Those are a little bit tougher because you have to know, is it like a 30-day month? Is it 31? And so there's a lot to that. But all right, so there's that. Here's some cool features when you're gonna write stuff. Okay, so let's say you want to write and you want to kind of know how long do you write for. Well, if you use this /Pomodoro, it will actually create a timer for you, and this little time here is how long it will run. I like the default. The default will run for 25 minutes, and then it'll give you a 5-minute break. So how this works is you hit enter, and it puts it here. It kind of takes up space, which I don't like. I'm sure they'll have that fixed at some point. But you go ahead and you hit start, and off you go. So now I can write while the timer displays. And just so you know, this is what makes you write better, faster, more efficient, and it keeps you focused. So I highly recommend you use the Pomodoro timer. It's a great hack. I've used it for years. I just use the Google search one. It's cool that they actually have this built in. So this is a great way to keep you tracked, keep you focused. And then when it's done, it'll like beep. You can take it, and then it'll reset and say take a 5-minute break. You could go get up, grab a drink, whatever, come back and start up again. If you could just do 3 or 4 of these 25-minute sessions per day, you'd be amazed how much you can get done when you work with like intense focus. All right, so that's one other great feature. And then let's look at one more thing that I like quite a bit. Well, a few more. Let's say that you wanted to know how much did you write, or what was your word count. Well, they actually will do that for you. You can just type word count. So you get /word count, and you can see that's going to count the words that are under here. So, and the more you write, the more it will count. And it's not always instant, but you can see it. It does catch up. The important thing is to stay in line. So if I go out here, it may not track these. See? So you have to make sure that this is brought over and it will be tracked. So as long as you stay within here, this will actually count your words for you. Show a couple more things that I like a lot. You can upload files and you can upload images. So if you just hit /upload, right there's your option, and it'll give you a choice of what you want to upload. So let's say I like this photo, right? I can click and upload that, and this works for documents too. But there's the photo, and let me just see if I can find it. And the cool thing is you can actually link to this because it's actually a link to a certain page. You could also, if you want to be really fancy and say like, how am I going to find this in the future, you could actually start to tag this like image and hiking, right? And just make sure that you tab this thing over, and so that it's underneath this. There we go. So now if I click on image, I'll see anytime I've linked to an image. So I want you to think about that. Use images, tables, studies, all those things. If you make those tags, you can always find them. If I go to hiking, there it is, right? I'm going to hit Alt-D to jump back to the main page, and here we are. Let me quickly find an upload, if I can, of a file, so you can see how that works. So where you can do a PDF, I'm sure I have one somewhere. Let me see if I can grab it. Let's see, here we go. Yeah. So here's one. I'll go ahead and hit open. And this is now going to upload this file, and you can see the way it's structured. This is an exercise guide, and you can make it big. Well, I guess that's about as big as it gets, but you can zoom in on it. And obviously you can download it, or you can even hit print from right within. This is a great way to track your PDFs and things that you get where perhaps you can't copy all the text, so you can just dump in the PDF. That's a great little strategy. And again, use the image strategy. So you could make a page here, hashtag PDF, hashtag exercise, hashtag Vince, because that's the guy that created this. You know, that way you can always find these when you need them. All right, and then I want to show you one last really cool thing. One of my favorite things. Let me just grab a link for you. All right, so I grabbed the link. What I want to show you is, and this is also a great way to take notes. I think I showed you this in that section, but if you come across a YouTube video that you want to add into your project, you can actually do that. I just do /YouTube, and you can see it's embed YouTube. Click that, and you'll be right in the spot. You just paste the link, and then click away, and there it is. There's a piece or a thing of me, how to write amazing headlines. So that's a free thing that you can also go see if you would like. Just go to my YouTube channel. All right, so, and what I do with this is you can actually play this, and while it plays, you could take notes here. So notes go here, you know, and don't forget that you can you can and should include tags above or below, and that way it'll always be searchable. All right, so that is what I wanted to show you on the recap of cool features. Coming up next, I believe we're gonna go over queries, which is a very cool feature to show you how to find things. So I'll see you there.